1 year. Crazy to think it's already been 1 year since I first started speedrunning SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to my 1 year anniversary of, well, speedrunning Battle for Bikini Bottom. So, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a vlog, bit of a reflection on just the accomplishments and just the journey this past year. So it's gonna be similar in format to the 6 months reflection that I did back at December time. So yeah, so it's gonna be a bit of an unscripted video. I'm gonna just do one take because well, I don't think a video like this deserves to be scripted in any shape or form. So yeah, we're just gonna see how we go. So yeah, 1 year. It's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. Like, it doesn't feel that long ago that I was starting to learn Battle for Bikini Bottom and learning the speedrun with Shift's any % beginner tutorial. And here I am, 1 year later to the day. And God, a lot has happened. Man, it's been quite the journey. Like, I've really enjoyed this little roller coaster ride I've been riding for the past 365 days. It's had a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but we've had a lot of fun in general, I would assume. So yeah, I'd like to talk a bit about, you know, just some of the things that we've been able to accomplish, some of the, some of my favorite moments throughout the year, and just talk a bit about just like the growth of the live stream, just how I feel in general, just being a part of this community, because it is amazing, really, just how much we've improved, how much I've been able to grow, and just how much I feel like how much I feel like accepted within the community. That last point might sound a little bit weird, but yeah, like to me, like when it's like throughout my time speedrunning over the years, I've always felt like, I'd feel like I can become part of a community up to an extent, but never to a point where I truly feel like I belong there, if that makes any sense. And yeah, since starting the speedrun Battle for Bikini Bottom, I honestly feel like I feel like I'm part of something, and it's nice, it's a warm feeling in a sense. It feels great to know that it's such a great community there that is willing to support each other and encourage each other as we further improve and shave off time and discover new things together, celebrate together, put on events together, compete against one another. All these things that just make a speedrunning community what it is. And I think BFBB is a great example of a game that has an amazing community behind it. And I do not regret for 1 second speedrunning this game or becoming a part of the community as a whole. It's been great. It's been really great. So let's talk about the speedruns, since this was something I did at my 6 months reflection. So it'll be interesting to see just how much we have done in 6 months since that video, and just the year in general. And yeah, we've done so many attempts of runs. That's something we can mention at first. Like, Jesus Christ, we've gone through a lot, especially in any %. There was also Hundo, but I didn't quite do as much with Hundo as I would have hoped to have done in the past year, but we'll get back to Hundo now in a bit. I don't want to deviate too much here. So yeah, I think like my very first submitted run, which I believe was on the 19th of June. So just a day after my very first stream, where I did my very first runs, I pulled off a 1 hour, 50 minutes and 12 seconds run on any percent. At the time, I felt really good. Like it was the beginning of something, wasn't it? And it was, you know, it wasn't easy, especially since I knew deep down I could do so much better. And I think it's safe to say I've thoroughly proven that to myself by being able to shave off almost 40 minutes off that first PB down to a 1 hour, 11 minutes and 21 seconds. And you know, every single day I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to reaching the sub 110. Now, I know one of my goals was to try and beat the sub 110 before Christmas. And obviously that never happened. But you know what? I'm not upset with that. Because at the end of the day, people grow and improve at their own paces. I'm just a little bit slower, is all. But it's been fun. We've had some great runs. We've learned a lot. We've all had a good laugh, even if it does come at my expense. But you know, any percent's been a challenge. You know, I've changed my route quite a few times. I've learned so many new things. And, well, you know, if you're watching this now, this video kind of acts as the point where I'm beginning to finish up my days of speedrunning on Dolphin. The emulator I've been using for the past year to speedrun this game. Because I intend the live stream that I'll be doing later on today, that I'll be doing to be my very last stream that I will be doing speedrun attempts with. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one, that is, trying to transition to the OG Xbox and just see how much we can trickle off our summer best, see how much we can smash our PB by. It's just gonna be a new chapter, really, into my journey into Battlefield Bikini Bottom. You know, it's a game I've been playing for so long. Like, most of my life I've known and I've played this game over and over and over again, and you know, this past year has just been the first chapter in what I hope to be many more when it comes to speedrunning this game. So yeah, it's like I almost feel sad in a sense that, you know, I'm gonna be moving on from Dolphin, because as much as Dolphin has pained me so much sometimes, especially when it decides to crash in the middle of runs or towards the end of runs, as it does sometimes, because, you know, that's just emulation for you. It's still, there's still like some sort of, how do I put it? Almost like it's like almost like a type of nostalgia for it. You know, being able to play on an emulator. Yes, you know, you are playing on modern hardware. It's not the same feeling as, you know, playing on like an actual console, but I don't know, we've had some good times, but you know, Dolphin's been a really useful tool anyways, just to help me learn, speedrun the game, and you know, try to get the grips of the fundamentals of the game. And it's gonna be interesting to see how I fare when I have to try and relearn a lot of it, really, for the Xbox, and just, you know, make that transition. And I'm really looking forward to it, really. So yeah, so there's also Hundo we can talk about as well. Now, I didn't do Hundo for long, as some of you guys might be aware, seeing that I only really spent, I think, like a month or two back in like January, February time, before I decided to return to any percent to try and practice for a speedrunning tournament, the OG Xbox tournament to be exact. And yeah, that was an interesting endeavor. But, you know, in that short amount of time, I did learn quite a bit, actually, from Hundo. And, you know what? I'm glad I did, to be honest, because Hundo taught me a lot of things that I now use in my any percent runs. So, in a way, I'm very glad I did decide to take on the challenge of trying to do Hundo runs. And I very much plan on doing so again soon enough. Hopefully some point over the summer, I want to return to it for a little while. Because I want to try and, beat my time and, actually reach some of the goals I had originally had in mind. Had I not, which I would have gone, to try and achieve had I not done the tournament. And, for those who are curious, the PB, the one and only submitted PB run that I have of Hundo was a 2:35.59. And the reason I only really have one main submitted run was mainly because I don't usually submit every single PB I get, especially since obviously given my initial runs as well, I didn't want to submit a run or set up stuff when I know I can immediately improve. So that 2:35.59 was a result of several completed runs. Even then, I didn't really finish a lot of runs in general with Hundo. And that's a lot of it's to do with just the difficulty of it, because it's not an easy category by any means. It's a really tough category, because there's so much to do. It seems like you've got 100% the game. So, you've got 100 spatulas, 60 socks, and it's not easy. But I enjoyed the challenge in general. It was great. It was really great. And I can't wait to go back at it again, and try and go for a sub 2 hours, which is what my long-term goal for Hundo for now will be, is to get a sub 2 hour, which I am very confident in. As long as I put in the practice now, yeah, I think we can do it. So yeah, let's move on now, because I want to talk about just my favorite moments that throughout the year of the speed run and everything, and the stream in general. So I have a few ideas in my head that I can think of, just some of my proudest moments really. One of which would be the 1:11.21 PB, my most recent any percent PB. 6 months in the work making that was. 6 months to try and get that PB. I'll be honest, getting up to that point, just before getting and achieving that time, I'll be honest, I was starting to lose my motivation a little. It was tough. It really was. I was I knew I can get the run. I knew I could beat it, but something always happens. You know how it is, how it's like in a run. You'll never get a perfect run, and it's usually those sorts of 1 or 2 major mistakes are always costing me runs, and it just meant I could never get to the end, or my own stubbornness would get the better of me, and I'd be this is not good enough for my standards. I want it to be perfect, and that's, I think, probably hindered my progress in the long run. Really, I probably could have done better sooner and improved a bit more had I'd maybe made more of an effort to try and at least finish runs more often, and putting a bit more time practicing off stream and that. But that's all in the past at the end of the day. But it is what it is. But yeah, when I did get that PB though, it was out of the blue. I wasn't expecting anything much out of the run, and come the halfway point, something was just going on. I was just what is going on with me? Like, I'm doing so well. And then late game then just, I don't know what the hell I was on, but Jesus Christ, did I smash through it? You know, I pulled myself together and maintained my focus, and bang, I've got a new PB. And obviously for those who've seen the end of that run, I celebrated. I fucking celebrated, and I'm not ashamed to admit to it, because 6 months I had to wait for that. So, you know, it felt incredible. But, you know, I was able to achieve that. And, you know, I'm glad I was able to do it. But yeah, so that's like probably one of my happiest moments and probably my proudest moments of the year. But another notable one that I found, it's not even like I did something incredible, it was just so humorous to me at the time. And I still look back at it almost a year later and still find it quite funny. And I think for those who've been watching me since the very beginning, you know what I'm about to refer to. And that would be the upward sponge glide that I did on one of my very first, I think my fourth or fifth attempt ever, if I recall. It was one of my very early runs anyways. One of my first 5-10 attempts, and yeah. I was going about doing ETG, and instead of going downwards or across, you know, like you would expect, I decided to ascend into the heavens, up to the surface. And yeah, it killed my run, but it was hilarious. Like, I've only ever been able to pull that off on two more occasions, and that was only shortly after the fact, whilst I was doing like offline practice and that. I've never actually been able to do it since. Not that I'd want to, because obviously, you know, I'd rather do it correctly, but it's still, you know, it was, you know, one of my most popular clips until quite recently, actually, when it did finally get taken over by, I believe it was the clip of me pulling off the new goo cage clip method, which involved bashing and clipping SpongeBob's feet through the cage slightly to touch the spatula. I believe it was one of those clips anyways, because there's a few of them. It was one of those ones that eventually overtook the upward sponge glide. So yeah, and I'd say that third one, like another proud moment I'd say in general, because this one isn't BFBB specific, but it's still speedrun related, so let's talk, you know, we may as well mention it here, I suppose. So, and that would be the 12-hour speedrun challenge I did as part of my November charity livestream weekend that I was doing. So, to enlighten those who weren't aware of it, I essentially decided to take on the challenge of learning SpongeBob movie games no Mindy skip category, and learn the category and perform the run in just 12 hours. In a sense, I didn't quite achieve the challenge. I took quite a while longer than I was hoping to during the final run that I needed to do, and I overshot by a little bit of time. Can't remember how long exactly. It was a good while, because there were some strats on there that were incredibly hard for me, and by the end of that run, my wrist and my fingers were screaming in pain. Like, it was probably one of the most painful speedruns I've ever done in my life. And that's saying something, because I've had runs where, you know, I've done speedruns on a bad wrist, and that run was agonizing. But I was glad I did it, though. Because it was fun, like, outside of, you know, well, almost thinking I had carpal tunnel, and, yeah, slide jumps. By the way, fuck slide jumps, one of the worst strats known to mankind. At least on movie. Like, I tip my hat to the movie runners who can do that no problem, who are probably laughing at me right now if they're watching, thinking, ha, look at this newbie, can't do slide jumps. What a scrub. And yeah, I'm willing to take the L on that. I sucked a lot. It was not easy, but oh well, you know, 12 hours is not a lot of time to, you know, learn an entire speedrun category and, you know, put on, you know, an attempt. But, you know, it was good. It was good. It was a good laugh. It was fun. And, you know, it was all for charity. In fact, it was all for special effect, which we've been, you know, raising money for in each of my charity live streams I've done this year. So November's as well as February's. And that'll be another proud moment that I can also, you know, attest to, really, is just the charity live streams in general. Especially the February one, which was a resounding success, thanks to you guys. Thanks to, like, the kindness and generosity of some of you guys. You know, and I really do appreciate it. As do special effects. In fact, I know I've shown this before, but they even sent me a handwritten card to thank me for partaking in the February live streaming weekend. So this is like my second one I've had. I had one in one of my previous years as well. In fact, I think that was from my very first Game Blast event. That was. So yeah, that was a fun one. So yeah, that's like another highlight for me. We managed to raise, you know, I raised the most money that I ever have done before for special effects. So, you know, it did, you know, it felt great to be able to, you know, raise money for a good cause, and, you know, have a lot of fun while we were at it. So, let's talk about the live stream, because I want to just talk about it briefly, because obviously I live stream a lot of my stuff. So, you know, for those who just purely watch me on YouTube, I do have a Twitch channel, which is where I usually produce my content on and do my speedruns. So that's why my upload schedule up on here is inconsistent, to say the least. But yeah, it's been you know, it's been really good. The live stream's been really successful in the past year. We've grown quite a lot. Like, this time last year, I was only at 52 followers. Now, I'm at 280 as of recording this video. So, around 228, like almost 230 people thought my content was good enough, but they would like to see more of it and followed me. And, you know, that means a lot to me. And for those who have stuck around and followed me, who have supported me financially with subs or bit donations, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Just, you know, you guys have been amazing. You've been fun to, you know, entertain. It's been a good laugh, you know. And, you know, you guys are amazing. I couldn't wish for a better group of supporters than you lot. 400 hours as well. 400 hours of live streaming over the course of like 130 odd days in the past year, which is a lot. And, you know, a lot of you guys have stuck around for almost every single one of them. You know, again, thank you so much, you know, for what, you know, for the dedication you guys have shown. Even if it's as simple as just, you know, watching and just lurking about, you know, having me on in the background. Because like every little helps, you know. It does help motivate a lot of people to see, you know, that there are people who, you know, see value in what you're, you know, producing and what, you know, what you're trying to achieve in your live streams, you know. So it's been amazing. and I don't intend to stop anytime soon. If anything, I want to continue. I want to be able to, further improve, and I want to further expand this channel, both YouTube and on Twitch, and be able to continue to produce some great content for you lot, because I really do enjoy it. I want to be able to continue speedrunning. I don't have any intentions of stopping or slowing down anytime soon. I want to keep on going. I want to push myself. I want to do so many things. Like, the amount of ideas I have in mind, like, of things I want to do is just insane. So it's gonna be a while for me before I get around to doing a lot of the ideas I have in mind, but one step at a time, and one thing at a time especially. But yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for this past year. It does mean a lot, it really does. But yeah, I suppose there's not much more I can really say, really. I said it's not as if I prepared anything per se. Anything I did prepare, however, a toast to another year, everyone. I don't intend on slowing down or disappearing anytime soon. So here's to another year of speedruns, of laughs, of just having a good time. You and I, we're gonna do more things. We're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to do some crazy shit. Continue to improve on the speedruns. And like I said, most importantly, have fun and have a good time. Nothing like a bit of rum and lemonade. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to be wrapping things up, because this is, again, a very long video. And I'm always get a bit anxious, because I know a lot of people don't like these sorts of length of videos, but I know, it's just, like I said, it's just the way it is. I had a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, so I wanted to get it off my chest. So yeah, well, there's nothing much more for me to say other than, well, thank you guys for watching if you made it to the end of this video. If you enjoy my content, please feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more content on YouTube. And if you haven't already, feel free to check out my Twitch channel as well. I live stream several times a week, primarily doing Battlefield Bikini Bottom speedruns, as well as doing the occasional stream of whatever else with our Viewers Choice Sunday streams. So if you want to see me do other stuff, whether it be Minecraft, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or whatever else I come up with, feel free to check it out as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll be releasing more videos be coming out soon on the YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, everyone, I'll see you all soon.